Hello everyone, myself Priyanka Vijay Kulkarni. In this video, we'll see about the agarose gel electrophoresis of the DNA molecule. Yes, we'll go. So, basically, this agarose gel electrophoresis it means the separation of the DNA molecule on the basis of their size or molecular weight. Okay, so this is known as agarose gel electrophoresis. The basic principle is separation according to the size and the molecular weight. Okay, and also the basic rule of electrophoresis is applied over here. The separation is occurs on the basis of charge also, as the DNA has a proper negative charge due to its phosphate group. So in the electric field the separation is occurs, and in this case the shorter molecule which has the low molecular weight and the small fragments, it run fast through that larger pores. Okay, and it run fast through the gels, and the larger molecule it runs slower into the gel. So this is the techniques of the molecular sieving. So this both techniques are applicable over here, means separation is according to the charge also into the electric field, and separation according to the size and the molecular weight also, as the low molecular weight compound move faster than the larger molecular weight compound. Yes, and to visualize this band, particular dye is used, that is nothing but the ETBR. So what is mean by this agarose? Agarose is nothing but a polysaccharide. It is a carbohydrate. Okay, it is a polysaccharide which is isolated from the red algae. Yes, and its systematic name is 1436 anhydro L-galactopyranosyl 1,3-beta galactopyran. It is a matrix, it is a inner matrix made up of from the agarose and the agarobiotes. Okay, yes, and it prepares a gel. Basically it is in between the 0.8% to the 2%, 0.8 to 0.7% gel. It shows the separation of the larger DNA fragment, and the 2% gel is used for the separation of smaller DNA fragment like the 0.2 to 1 kb DNA fragment. What are the materials which are required for this gel electrophoresis? First of all, the casting tray, means the electrophoretic apparatus is required. Okay, then the sample comb is required to prepare the veil into that particular gel. Then buffer is required. Different types of the buffer are used, like the TAE buffer, TBE buffer. TAE means tris acetate EDTA buffer, tris borate EDTA buffer. Okay, these kinds of the things are required for this gel electrophoresis. In this, the migration or the movement of the DNA molecule is occurs. Okay, it is a different DNA, means the migration rate of this DNA fragment in both of this buffer, means TAE and the TBE. Both of this buffer, the migration rate is different because of the ionic strength. So what is the property of the buffer? It provides the different types of the supporting ion for the conductivity. Okay, that's why the migration rate is different, quite different in between these two buffer, but probably the TAE buffer is mostly used. Then the loading buffer. Loading buffer means what? The buffer which is added with your sample. Okay, your sample is added to the loading buffer, and this buffer, it contains the particular dense material, that is the glycerol. Okay, glycerol is mostly probably used in this loading buffer. Why glycerol is used? Because it gives the density to your sample. Okay, when your sample get the density, then it can easily settle down into the well. Okay, so this glycerol is necessary. Then the tracking dye is also present in that gel, like the bromophenol blue or like this, to track the movement of this DNA bands. Yes, this is present in the loading buffer. Then the ETBR. ETBR is a important thing, ethidium bromide. It is a fluorescent dye. It is also known as the mutagen. Okay, which it is a fluorescent dye intercalating agent into the DNA. It intercalate in between the major grooves of the DNA molecule, and when it exposed to the UV light, it will be fluoresce with the orange color. Okay, yes, it is also known as the mutagen. However, it is many safer alternatives are available. We'll see further what are the alternatives of this ETBR. And there are two types to incorporate into this electrophoresis. First, it can be incorporated with the gel, or it can be incorporated into the DNA sample before loading. Okay, there are the two kinds. Yes, for the visualization of the fragment. Then this binding of this ETBR, it alters the mass, rigidity and the mobility of the DNA molecule. And to visualize the bands, we require the transilluminator box, okay, which is used to visualize the ETBR stained DNA gel. In this figure, we can see okay, there are the two wells are shown over here. In the first well, the marker, whatever there is a marker, standard marker, it is loaded. In the second well, whatever your sample plasmid vector DNA, it is loaded, and the electrophoresis is carried out. Okay, from the negative electrode to the positive electrode, means from the cathode to the anode. The molecules are moved, voltage is given, current is given, molecule will move. Then DNA is separated according to its size or the molecular weight. In the third figure, we can see there is this red color, it is a dye which is binds to the DNA. Okay, and this in the second well, there is your sample, so you can track your sample and you can find out the molecular weight of your sample. So in this figure or in this diagram, we can see this gel we exposed to the UV, under UV transilluminator, will see this your sample, this is your sample plasmid DNA. Okay, we can track or we can see the molecular weight. So this is your standard, okay, first well, and this is second well. So this is a standard molecule, so we can see. So this and these are very near to the our sample band. So what is the molecular of weight of this? 1 kb. Then this is 200 1 base pair, then this is 200 base pair. And what is our molecule? Our molecule is here. So what it carries the molecular weight, it must be in between this, means it is a 500 base pair. Okay, in this way we can calculate the molecular weight of our unknown sample by using the agarose gel electrophoresis. Then we'll see about the general procedure, what is this casting gel and how to do this. Yes, First of all, the agarose powder is dissolved in the appropriate buffer such as the TAE and the TBE. As I told you, the ionic strength is different, the migration rate is also different. Then agarose is dispersed in the buffer before heating it or too near the boiling point, but not the boiling point. Okay, agarose we have to add into the TAE buffer and we have to heat that solution, and after heating the agarose will be melt into this buffer, and we have to wait for a few minutes to cool, not totally cool, but in little bit amount cool of this whatever buffer and this agarose mixture. And then after few moments of the cooling, the comb is placed into that electrophoretic apparatus to create the well, and after that we'll pour our this sample into that electrophoretic apparatus, and the after sometimes the wells are also created and gel gets solidified. Okay, then the yes, as I told you, concentration of gel affect the DNA separation. That is a 0.8%. It gives the good separation for the large fragment of the DNA, and the 2% gel, it gives the good resolution for the 0.2 to the 1 kilo base pair of the fragment, and probably the 1% gel is used most in most of the cases. Okay, then loading of the sample. Okay, once the gel is set, the comb is removed, it remains the wells into that electrophoretic gels. So whatever our DNA sample, we have to load into it, so we have to add our sample into the loading buffer. Okay, and we have to mix it thoroughly. Then this loading buffer, it must contain the dense compound, as I told you, that such as the glycerol, to give the density to our sample. Okay, so that the sample will get sink to the bottom of the well, it will not float on that media or on that buffer. Okay, so which type of the dense material are used over here? Glycerol or sucrose or the phenol, which give particular density to our sample, so that it will get sink to the bottom of the well. If the DNA sample, if our DNA sample contain the residual ethanol, then what happened? After its preparation, it will float out of the well, so there is a no use, so this dense material is required. Then the loading buffer, it includes the different types of the tracking dye, like the xylene cyanol or bromophenol blue. It is used to monitor the movement of our DNA molecule in the electrophoresis, and it is loaded with the help of micropipette. Yes, then actual electrophoresis, mostly the electrophoretic apparatus, agarose gel electrophoretic apparatus is a horizontal, and it is in a submarine mold or the submerged in the buffer during the electrophoresis, and then voltage is also applied for the movement or to give the electrical field. If there is a very high voltage, it affects that gel will melt, and if there is a very low voltage, it also affect the mobility, so the proper voltage maintain is necessary over here. Yes, here what is it is mentioned means too high voltage, it also reduce the resolution and causing the band streaking for the large DNA molecule, and the low voltage leads to the broadening of the band of the small DNA fragment due to the diffusion on the dispersion. Now the 1D, as I told you in the last figure, that one DNA marker we have to load into the first well to track the molecular weight of our unknown sample. Visualization. Yes, for the visualization of the DNA and the RNA, we have to stain it with the ETBR. ETBR, it is an intercalating agent with intercalate or with goes in between the major grooves of the DNA molecule, and it will be fluoresce under the UV light. Yes. There are the two options to add the ETBR, either into the preparation of the gel or into the while loading the DNA molecule. And the destaining process is not that much of necessary, but it will shows a good type of the results. These are the two figures which gives the results of the some gel electrophoresis. Okay, as I told you, ETBR is a quite dangerous or a carcinogenic material. So another dye also we can use, like the SYBR green, then the crystal violet, then the brilliant blue. Okay, different types of the alternate stains which are commercially available and which are the safer alternative for the ETBR are mentioned over here. Then if we use the SYBR green, it requires the blue light transilluminator, not UV transilluminator. Okay, it requires the blue light transilluminator to visualize the bands. If DNA is stained with the crystal violet, then we can visualize that band under the natural light. We don't require the transilluminator. And there is a disadvantage, but the bands are not that much of means a strong band. Okay, so ETBR is quietly used. Yes. When we use the ETBR, as I told you, we have to see the bands under the UV transilluminator, because ETBR will fluoresce under the UV. Okay, so what is the wavelength of that UV transilluminator? It is approximately 302 to 312 nanometer. Okay, yes. Or sometimes this UV transilluminator is also connected to the different digital device or the camera to get the image of your gel. Then there are the many applications of this gel electrophoresis. It is mostly used in the restriction mapping of the cloned DNA. Means in the recombinant DNA technology or the rDNA technology, we use the vector and our foreign DNA. We cut it with the same restriction enzyme to create the fragments. Okay, we can run that fragment onto that agarose gel to calculate the molecular weight of that fragment. Okay, or to find out the restriction sites within that DNA molecule. So it is a very important in the restriction mapping of the cloned DNA. Also, it is used in the analysis of the PCR product. Okay, polymerase chain reaction product. Or in the genetic fingerprinting, it has a many applications. Also useful for the separation of restricted genomic DNA, which is very important in case of the southern and the northern blotting. Yes, then it is widely used in the different array of the science, like the biochemistry, mole bio, clinical chemistry, to separate this DNA mixture. Okay, the proteins also can be separated by charge or the size. Okay, and the DNA RNA fragment by its length. Then this biomolecules are separated by applying the electric field to move the charged molecule through the agarose matrix, and the biomolecules are separated by the size in agarose gel matrix. Yes, so this is all about the agarose gel electrophoresis. Yes, thank you.